places unseen beings stand beside you. You are covered not just by grace, but by guardianship.
Hola, hola.
Chosen one. Understand this truth: God never changes your position without adjusting the protection around you. Every new level of purpose attracts new dimensions of warfare, but heaven responds by sending new reinforcements. You are not stepping into battle unarmed. You are being escorted into destiny by a host that does not sleep. Think of the movements in your life as chess pieces on a divine board. You see the next square, heaven sees the whole game. The delays, the redirections, the sudden shifts, all are part of a strategy that ends in victory. While you were weeping over what left, God was sending replacements perfectly fitted for your future. There are angels being reassigned even now. Some are carrying blueprints, visions, and creative ideas that you thought were gone. Others are standing guard over opportunities that seem to vanish, preserving them until you are ready. Heaven is not late. Heaven is precise. What feels like waiting is simply synchronization.
Definitely had a loogie man through it.
Thank you for your patience.
You've reached the moment where the unseen becomes undeniable.
Oh, baby Chase. I was just crashed out, but
Confirmations will begin to appear.
I got jolted up to do this download.
That's the presence of the one sent to prepare it. You'll meet people whose words echo things you only told God. That's alignment in action. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time and realize it was never coincidence, only orchestration.
So true.
You are stepping into divine choreography. Every step has been pre-written. Every encounter has been rehearsed in eternity. You are not stumbling into destiny. You are being guided toward it. The angels move according to divine rhythm. And you, chosen one, are now moving to that same rhythm. Don't resist the shifts. Don't mourn what leaves. Don't panic when paths change. The hand of heaven is rearranging things to match your promise. Even the warfare you felt lately, the strange heaviness, the unexpected conflict, it's a reaction to the movement in the spirit. When heaven promotes, hell panics, but fear not. The same God who commanded angels to guard you yesterday has multiplied them today. If you could see what surrounds you, you'd never fear again. Chariots of fire encircle your name. Swords of light stand between you and every scheme of darkness. Where you go,
Who loves
the
God
atmosphere
and has two thumbs?
where you stand.
This
heaven
guy.
stands with you. This is why the recent chaos has felt different.
I'm about to pass out again.
It's not random attack, it's spiritual transition. When heaven shifts, everything shakes. But after the shaking comes stability. After the warfare comes witness. Chosen one. You are entering a new alignment of favor. Even your angels are stepping into new assignments. They go before you to open doors, to silence accusation, to guard your sleep and strengthen your hands. You will sense their presence not as fear, but as peace, a deep grounding awareness that you are never alone. Before this moment ends, seal what you've received. Type 444 in the comments. That number is the prophetic symbol of angelic presence.
Thank you all. I'm doing my damnedest.
You are not just typing digits,
10:02.
you are declaring. Heaven
May
surrounds
12th
you
on my
and
side of the
covered,
planet.
guided and aligned. Let it be your
Gotta be
statement of
obedient, right?
agreement with heaven's movement.
I posted this on Thread, so you're more than welcome to follow the whole message on there
Sound of divine footsteps
and
moving
share the
beside
high vibe and
you.
frequency
It is your way
together.
of saying yes to protection you cannot see but can already feel. The repositioning is complete. The realm around you is awake.
I love you. I'll be back. Otherwise, I would pass out. Not in that sense, but to get the full download. It's like literally I get the Odin rest. I find myself when the algorithm wants to speak to me or my ancestors, a video will pop up in precise timing. If it's not like a wrestling video, And if it's a video like this, you know, divine, heavenly divine, it seems like the spirit of slumber wants to take over. And at times I resist it. And then I realized I shouldn't resist it. That helps me absorb the download even more. It seems like when I close my eyes, I am more focused. When I have my eyes open, it seems like my ADHD wants to just find its attention somewhere else. First and foremost, welcome everybody to another episode of No Filter with your boy Zodog, and Daily Motivation. I believe it's going to be a hybrid episode. I mean, boy, what times are we living in right now? Where I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I do know what I'm going to talk about, because this is like jumping in the diving board, off the diving board, cannonball style, really. Because my downloads and intuition has just been so sharp and so shocking that at times I'm hesitant to accept what I'm hearing. I watched Light's latest video, and that was a home run hitter. That was a gut wrencher, really. I mean, it made me have more fear of God after watching her video. And then I opened up the scriptures, and lo and behold, precisely what she was talking about, the quickening I was reading, and how we need to repent, and God will come like a thief in the night, literally. If you're not living right, you will reap what you sow. Long story short, I'm not here to butcher it, because I'm still in a slumber state, because I'm super comfy. Like, my Odin sleep was kicking right in. I was just talking to one of my boys. I gave him my EBT card so he can go shopping. And he called me when I was in the middle of my Odin rest. He's like, hey, what's the pen? It's not working. And I was like, oh man, don't tell me that. I just went shopping earlier today, right? And then he called me back, said the screen was just glitching. I know. And then he got it to work. So I was like, baby J's, I don't need to hear no more yuff right now. We're all experiencing some yuff in one shape or format. Some shape and format. If I didn't say it right the first way. So, like, earlier today, well, long story short, I've been hearing throughout messages, random Charlie's Angels out of my collective, that my uncle is actually my dad. I've been seeing it in movies, like I was watching The Wrecking Crew, and the uncle in there is played by the actor that does Boba Fett, one of the two, the bald-headed guy. And like, I'm getting gravitated to certain movies, just like Daniel Craig's movie Wake Up Dead Man. It just seemed like every character in there was somebody that I resonated with, like my stepmom, brothers, so forth, whatever type of movies I'm coming across. Like, I think it was the movie, the guy that played the new Running Man, he was in like a movie where he was like murking off his family members that stole his inheritance or something like that, and then they threw him in jail and yada yada. And him and this one girl teamed up, and she blackmailed him because she knew what he was doing. Like, certain movies I'm gravitating to, and I'm seeing certain things, and my soul's saying this is what's actually happening. Hollywood knows what's going on. Don't be naive. So today, long story short, I just had a intuition to reach out to my uncle John and just text him a message and say, you know what? I know, right? I'm a little hesitant now, but I'm just gonna say it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever. But I said, I know you're my actual real dad, which is good to know that you're still alive, and it feels like some Star Wars shit, some Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader shit. LOL. I know what you did. I forgive you, but I won't forget. I think I said I love you. Hopefully you repent for your sins. Something like that. I can't recall. I have it in here, you know what I mean? I know it's the realest window of my soul you'll see. So yeah, basically, right here. We'll read it together. Might as well, you know what I mean? Huh. The message deleted. What? That's weird. Yeah, somehow the message deleted on the phone, I think. But the latest message maybe I left him a voice message. Right? Feels like I'm time traveling, but yeah, man, I'm not surprised if the message got deleted or I used the phone I'm recording on. No, I was off this phone. That's weird. At least I blocked him, and then I got a voice message saying, call me back, I'm not understanding your message. I called him, got the voice message, and then I said, Dad, call me back, and I started laughing. And then I texted him right there saying, Dad, call me back, LOL. This is the latest message I sent. I mean, this was a message I sent him like months ago. Yada yadas. But yeah, you know how the agents must be doing. But I definitely sent him that message. It's 10:10 p.m. by the way, if you know what you're doing. That's weird. But it's not weird. Because me and a friend was talking. She said she'll call me back after she gets off work. I get a message after I get up from my cosmic nap saying an unknown message that is awaiting my approval. So I go to it, click it, saying that I got a missed call from her. I call her back, get the voice message, and then I leave her a message saying, forgive me, I was napping. And then she hits me back later saying, did you think I called you back? What's going on? Something like that. And then I told her what was going on with the phones being glitchy, yada yada. And then I sent her a screenshot of what was going on, and then she hit me back. It's like, that's crazy, your phone must be going through some magic because I didn't call you at such and such time. And I had to let her know my iPhone was on a different time zone, so I reset it to memory. So it was on like, I forgot how to say the city is like Caprito time or something. So it was like a 3-hour time difference. So when I sent her the screenshot, she's like, I didn't call you at 11:26 a.m. But it was actually 3:36 p.m. when the screenshot said it called, but it said she called 0 seconds. And then it showed that I called, and it lasted for 33 seconds, something like that, you know what I mean? But she noticed there was a glitch in the matrix as well. And now I sent him a message and it disappeared. Not weird, but weird, right? So I'm learning how to trust my instinct and not doubting it, all right? Because everything I've said, my track record has been flawless. So it's kind of like one of those, like, okay, I'm not going to be nervous. This is a new time zone. I need to speak my mind, forgive everybody. These are fragments of just the matrix breaking up codes, yada yada. It's not yada yada, but I just want to get my message out before I get off track. It's not going to be a long download. Hence, I'm doing this download now to let the world know what I'm going through. If you happen to be going through some similar situations where you don't have the hardcore facts, but your intuition and all the signs from the world is showing what's up. If you ask God, you shall receive. If you have the ears to hear and eyes to see, you know what it is, yada yada. So it's just me coming to terms with this crazy Truman Show reality and everything I'm sitting in silence with. See, I'm absorbing it all the way I'm supposed to instead of avoiding it. Like I need to start taking my dream notes again, right? Like I've been having some vivid dreams. Earlier this AM, I wrote down what I remembered. from those dreams, and it just reminded me to be more on point when I arise from my grand rising. When I arise from my cosmic rest astral travel, so I can listen to my ancestors, what they're showing me. And so I need to trust my own instinct and my gut feeling first and foremost, and not just dismiss it thinking, oh, that's wild, that's crazy. So I've talked to him a few times, and I felt the energy, something was off, something was weird. But he dismissed it, of course, but now I'm like getting past people telling me one thing and something else is happening. I'm just not naive. I'm just going with what my soul's saying until I'm proven wrong. You know me, I'm a student of life. If I'm proven wrong, then I'll say, hey, forgive me, Uncle John. I thought you were my actual father because X, Y, Z, whatever. But I need to just put it out there, and my spirit even feels more alleviated because it's just out there, you know what I mean? Even right now, like, my gut's not wanting me to release this, but I told you a few videos back, when something's telling you not to do it, is this too much? That's when you can know you got the sauce. Release it. Boom, boom. So I'm gonna definitely release it. Confirmation, bitches. So yeah, man, it's definitely just going with your instinct, going with your soul's compass, and then follow suit. And I promise you, God will never fail you if you have the faith in the unknown and believing in the unseen. I wrestle with that a lot, you know. I want to control it. It's just the surrender season. It literally is. The more I control it, the more reason. Well, I don't want to say that. That's what it felt like. My chair was vibrating. I don't want to say that all the time, because a lot of times I believe when I grab the steering wheel, I get results expedited, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it can be spiritually draining when I can just let it up. I can sit on the bench and let my ancestors handle it, right? So that's the pocket I'm in now, and learning how we're just all one. Accept everything that I went through, because that was the pressure I needed to be here, to be able to be more impactful for God's frequency, and let people know that God is real and that God is the provider for all of us. If we just learn to love and not be hateful, and stop the cyberbullying and division, separation, which is the same thing, and embody the mind of the new earth, which is just loving one another, which this world was built to do in the beginning. So it's a day-by-day process. I'm not going to sit here and say I got it all figured out. At times, I mean, frequently I'm looking at other individuals, which is us, in different disguise, in different guises, right? And I'm still looking at them as individuals, right? So I got to get my mind right and remember we're just all reflection, you know? Hence they say peace, reflection, peace to the God. You know what I'm saying? More the expressions that I used to hear back in the day that made no sense make a lot more sense now. I'll just say that. It's 1846. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm nowhere near perfect, you know. I'm still transmuting a lot of my energies through my crafts. I still have gripes with certain people that talk sideways, and I express it to get it out of my vessel as soon as possible, because I don't like anything negative. It's just return the same energy. It helps me. I don't like always doing that. Confirmation, bitches. It's a process. That's all that is. It's just a process I'm going through until I find another avenue to transmute what I'm going through. Then I'll continue doing what is keeping me as balanced as possible without me going off the deep end and crazy stuff, just because a lot of this is orchestrated situations, you know what I mean, where they just antagonize you so much. They make bets to to do certain situations to get you out of character, so they can sit back from afar and say, see, I told you so. This is the narrative I've been spreading the whole time. And they're so well insidiously ingenious to hide behind the shadows that to the obvious eye, it will look like you are losing your mind. It's like, why is this guy or why this girl going so crazy? I don't see anybody agitating them. I don't see anybody's comments that's doing anything. Why does this person think this comment is directed to them? You know what I mean? It's just, they're very slick of how you do it. And you know, if you know that those comments are meant for you, because if you look at the whole chemistry of the conversation flow, if you really know, because I know a lot of people are engaged in doing their live readings, that the comments, a lot of times they don't pay attention because they're channeling, right? But if they have the patience or knowledge or the insight to see it, why they're doing it, then they can see that it doesn't, the chemistry doesn't flow right. You know what I mean? It just, they're just out of place comments. And especially when the person you're reading about is not on the live at the time. Like I was watching The Spiritual Baddie. I've been noticing recently on her lives, like, confirmation bitches, that certain men are agitating her, you know what I mean, and just getting at her. And then she's reading the comments back out loud, and then supposedly the people that are on their profile, her live, are saying, well, you should like it, we're straight men. Something like that, right? Don't quote me. And I laughed immediately. I was like, if you're a straight man, which she said, I think she caught on too, which I caught on right away too. I was like, straight men don't say they're straight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. So when she was just calling them all out and how she's saying she's been bashed ever since she was 5 years young by just creepers, you know what I mean? She was like, I'm fully dressed, why are you being so lustful? The people that are lustful spirits are nasty and disgusting. So she was getting on them, and I was very proud, because we don't need disgusting energies. And I was respecting her when she was talking about the lustful energy, because I have lustful energies as well too. Like literally, I was listening to this video, and then something random made me want to grab my D and look at some of my videos on my phone that I know people are watching when I do it. And then I heard the steps upstairs getting all loud. I was like, oh, he's about to beat off, and like, get the cameras ready. Like, so I started laughing. And then I laughed at myself too. I was like, man, why am I feeling horny all of a sudden? And then I reminded myself, confirmation bitches? Then I reminded myself immediately after that somebody's thinking of me in a lustful way to get me to release my energy for these succubus spirits out here, right? So I gotta be very mindful of why I get certain feelings. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, if not 100% of the times, these thoughts are not our own thoughts. We just need to become the observer of those and then analyze it, just like we analyze those random comments in the lives that you know they're only meant for the person you're reading for or the collective you're reading for. And then you notice when the person you're reading for jumps on the live, how those comments like even intensify, and they just become random, or they just start becoming more accurate. And if you know, you're like, why would you say something to like incriminate yourself? So there's a lot of incriminating comments out here. Hence my baddies, I believe I'm going to be falling back on tarot readings, like very minuscule, if not all of them, because like I'm just getting, like, thank you, Light, for saying that. And another friend I'm talking to too is following suit, you know what I mean? Maybe make some stone cold appearances as well, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to do, I'm a life coach, so I'm going to be obedient whatever I'm told to do. But like, if you just notice how everything is so on overdrive now, people are just very salty and upset. And I highly recommend going within, like I've been saying forever as a broken record, and figuring out why you're so agitated and why you're so obsessed with my energy. It's bottom line. Why are you obsessed? Okay? Right? fragments. We know the story. Figure that out, because what's meant for you is meant for you, and what's meant for me is meant for me. And the more you cross those barriers and boundaries and show me, obviously you don't respect my safety or anything that I'm telling you, and you just are condescending, you don't care, and then you just go right to your immediate drive of the matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you want to get accomplished, is that's all you care about, and you don't care anything of what I said, then you're showing your true colors. Confirmation bitches. So it's just, they're very obvious of how I'm seeing things, reading energies. And then after I've done that conversation, my spirit lets me know, these are the red flags they just showed you in front of your face. And bottom line, it just shows you they don't care what you said, or they already know what's going on, but they're playing dumb. And they're dismissive, condescending, so they can just get their agenda done. And I almost fell for it a few times earlier today. I was like, I'm not just going, I'll let that be. All right, well, no, I'll express it. Very proud. Express it or no? I was laughing too earlier. I was watching Megan's video, just to say it, even though we're the same. And I'm noticing how people are like mimicking things I do. Like when I literally talk to my spirit team and just say, okay, I'll chill out. She was doing that earlier, earlier in their video. Oh, okay, I'm feeling suffocated. All right, I'll stop. It's just, I laughed. I was like, oh, baby Jace. You can tell when people are authentic or just faking the funk, you know what I mean? But I'm not here for that, because I do want unity, but I was being obedient. That came to my forefront, and I'm not going to withhold things, because then that would just be festering, and I'll release that energy in a different way. I might as well release it in this format. So it's like the intuitiveness is just on another level right now, and it's like scary on another level now. And whatever emotions are coming to the forefront, spiritual bathrobe, I like the breathing technique on that. Breathing in quick twice and then exhaling. Just center your nervous system. It really does calm you down. So I'm incorporating more of that into my regimen as well. But yeah, it's like scary accurate. And I'm learning to absorb it all properly without dismissing it or numbing it. I highly recommend we all do that. And that's the form of surrendering, is just like letting go of the steering wheel, being terrified of the new process, and letting God just guide you, really. And it's easier said than done. For lack of words, I'll say, but in my choice is like I cherish life over death. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot. We all have been through a lot. And I appreciate love in life and transparency, honesty, loyalty, and being a servant of God. Because I've seen the difference between God time and demon time. And the devil is just here to help us show that God is closer to God, literally. So all the pressure, all the attacks, gang stalking, by renewing our minds and renewing our perspective, we look at those as blessings. As strangely as that may sound to those that may not understand it fully, due to the fact that depending on where they're at their journey, there's no disrespect, no shade. It's all about your experiences in life for you to appreciate your experiences. Hence, I was listening to this video and God was saying, I kept you in the desert for 40 years with lack and scarcity. So when you do come to the river, you appreciate the water. And I laughed. I was like, I get you on that. I get you. Because a lot of us have our resources in front of us that are so frequent that we're not appreciative of those, and we're not grateful of those. A lot of times I sit in this apartment, I look around, I was like, this apartment is dope as hell, dog. This bitch is dope. We were just in our truck 2 years ago. Limited resources, and we made it work like God always does. God's our sugar mama, sugar daddy. When with faith and vision and passion and direction, God will lead us. It's just like life's a video game, all right? Like I always use that analogy. When you want something, you have your vision, God will speak to you in different ways. She will highlight an item, and then you just go to that item, and then once you grab that item, then the next clue will come to you, and then it's that's why I call it the cosmic compass, or I'm following my soul's compass. That's what I say. And it literally is like a video game. What was I getting at with that? So, oh yeah, so like I sit here and I appreciate every little thing I have when I get upset, when I see where I could be and I'm not. But I am. Confirmation, bitches. But I am always there. It's just you gotta believe in the unseen. And by Light's latest video, it just reawakened a lot of things. She said she was in the hospital yesterday, almost died. And a lot of people, she's hearing situations going like that when the doctors are saying, oh, you're perfectly fine. But everyone's being lied to because a lot of people know what's going on right now. And they're not being honest with the public. So hence, I'm a vessel, she's a vessel. And a lot of us are all vessels by disclosing certain puzzle pieces of knowledge of our understanding of what is going on. But long story short, it's not up to us to understand God's understanding, if that makes sense. At our weakest is when we become our strongest, meaning we got to surrender, give it up to God, and let God direct us or where we got to go. Hence, I recommend getting as close to the scriptures as possible because that's a good template to at least get your faith stronger when you see the signs that's already relayed to in the scriptures. That's what I've been doing because I used to dismiss reading the scriptures. Oh, I don't need to read that. Fuck God, this and that. And then, I went through my adventures and it got me like, I better get my ass in line with God. Especially when my mom transitioned and then she called me that very night on my AT&T phone, unknown call. I looked at it. I thought it was spam, so I didn't answer it. That's what it was. So I was thinking about that a few days ago or weeks. I was like, why didn't I answer that call that night? Right after the doctor said she may transition and I was just too scared to go. So I left it up to God's hands. Went to sleep. Begrudgingly, I attempted to go to sleep. I was just closing my eyes, but I really didn't sleep. Next day I went to College Park. Then my dad, uncle, dad, whatever. He called me after my second class or something. I was sitting on the bench. I was sitting outside on the bench, got the phone call that she transitioned. And then I just sat on the bench and just was in a zone. I was just, blown. And then I just pulled out this blunt I had pre-rolled and literally just smoked it out there. I didn't care who was smelling it. Cops came, whatever. I just smoked it. Nobody said shit. And then I went home later on that night, checked the phone, my voice messages, and then I checked the unknown call voice message. That was like 3:44 in the morning, something like that. And then I listened to it a few times, like, second time, the third time it said, Alonzo, I love you. And it was in my mom's voice. And it was like the illest thing. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. She communicated with me after she transitioned from her vessel form. And then immediately it dawned on me that a few weeks earlier I was watching Forrest Whitaker's Ghost or Hollywood Ghost Stories when he was on the set. His wife called him when he was on the set and she said, hey, I got a collect call from one of your friends named Mike or something. And then he thought about it when she said that. He was like, I have no friends named Mike. The only friend I had named Mike was like an Omar in the hood that used to rob people and he got killed or something like a year ago or something like that. So it struck his interest. He went to AT&T call logs and there was no call record of that happening. But I think he somehow listened to the voice message and it was his boy that passed, like in panic saying, oh, they're after me. And then the phone hung up. And then he put the correlation together and realized that maybe like demons or the people he did wrong were chasing him in the afterlife. And so I saw that episode. It resonated with me in a way. And then my mom transitioned, and then she reached out to me in the spiritual realm through the phone. And then after that, got me more curious about how communication happens in the spiritual realm, put me more on my spiritual journey. A lot of things were just synchronistic. And more will be disclosed on that when I'm commanded to do so, or through my books I'm writing, and yada yada. You're gonna love it. Movies, shows, documentaries, it's all there. Yeah, so I highly recommend, if you have any intuitions that you just may feel like you feel weird to say it because you don't have the hardcore truth. Do some research. Do some research on the spiritual realm, and till you feel comfortable enough to showcase your abilities and test them on some of your friends, before you put it out in the public if you're called to do so. It doesn't always have to be in this format. Test them on your friends, like Spiritual Bathrobe was talking about. When she got on their spiritual journey, she was doing some readings for people, and then she was very accurate, and then it led her to her business. She was down to $0. She wanted to move out her halfway house, and then she took like $5, went to a casino and turned it to $4,000, right? So anything is possible. And yeah, be obedient to God. I'm not saying to go gamble, but if you are a gambler, call 1-800-GAMBLER. There's a lot of people out here to help you get out of that. I actually dated somebody that worked at 1-800-GAMBLER. If you know, you know. What's up, Christian? So, no, started itching when I said that, right? Not in that format. Even though we did dabble a little bit. It's funny. Confirmation, bitches. Car in that background. So yeah, like, anything's possible. Be obedient to God first and foremost, because everyone's path's different. And love and forgive everybody, because everyone's in our path for a reason, even though it may not look like that at the moment. We have our emotions. We get upset. We want to get revenge on certain people. We want to ask ourselves why these things are happening. We get lost in the sauce for logical purposes, okay? People that are innocent want to know why the hell things are happening, okay? So don't let people say you're crazy and yada yada. You don't know what you're talking about. Because a lot of people are not in your shoes, and they have the audacity a lot of times just to say shit, because that's how the society's built off the Jerry Springer talk show. I gotta say something. I gotta be in people's businesses. The Ricky Lake shows. I'm dating myself, right? Oprah Winfrey shows. Everybody's on this type of platform. Like, I noticed a lot of tarot readers are just, I was laughing. I'm looking at it, I was like, damn, since we're in the spotlight now, like, we used to look at our celebrities we were growing up with, and they were going through that shit, but we didn't understand it to that degree. Now, since the roles are reversed, you see a lot of people doing those type of talk show types of reads. Oh, we heard that they just don't give a fuck about what they did to you. They just did it all for the money. Just the way they read it. And I'm sitting back like, damn, I got to stop listening to this, man. It's just, they're dropping gems, but it's just more entertainment for them when we're actually living through it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is not no just popcorn lips type of shit. This is real shit that other people are getting paid for. Thank you for the donation, Debbie. Let's continue reading about the collective. Man, we heard that his girlfriend got butt fucked by 36 guys. Oh my God. If I was the collective, oh my Lord, what would I do? Like that time, I'm like, man, they thank you for the donation, Stevie. All right, let's pull out another card. Oh shit, she sucked how many days? Oh my God, collective, my heart is hurting for you. Thank you, Yahshua. Man, thank you for the donation. And Tipping Tuesday, Timmy, thank you for the $75. I'm like, okay, it's like these Jonah Jameson reads, it just makes me want to get my Frank Castle bag real quick. Like, you know what? John Wick chains. Hey, break the floorboard up and just eradicate everybody's stories. You know what I mean? We don't need people up here just banking off our stories. You know what I mean? Just coming doing their latest video with the latest fabrics, you know what I'm saying, off your shit. Like, yeah, you like my new shit? I got my bracelet, yeah. We going on vacation in 5 minutes. Yeah, I can't wait. Let's read more about the collective. Like those type of readers, I'm like, oh, baby J's. But everything is happening for a reason. So, I mean, so it's funny now when you sit back, you surrender. I was like, okay, that happened for a reason. I love it. So it is what it is. Be careful what you wish for. And on that, I'm going to leave it with the Randy Watson microphone dropper. Arsenio Hall fist pumper. Bada bings. And I'm not here to ever tell people what to do. I'm just here to lead you to the waters. And it's up for you to drink it. And hopefully you guys have buckets and you're filling up that holy water. Get yourself baptized, all that stuff, and get your spirit right. Because the time has been here. So I'm going to continue to let my inner child out to play. Keep on experimenting and learning about my powers and expressing them to you in the world like I'm supposed to do, and heal people as much as I can, and raise them out of their bane pits so we can leave the next generation with a good, healthy template so they can follow and not be lost by the lower frequency club just because they want quick riches and resources without the steady foundation. And that's been happening way too long. And now the last are first and the first are last. So if you know, you know. It was 41-31. So I love each and every one of you. It was 9. I love that still. 9-6 or 6-9, whatever. And we'll be back with another bomb droppers. Food for thoughts. Take cares. I love you, Tiffany. Take cares.